All right, today we're talking about something called Site Reliability Engineering, or SRE. You might not have heard of it, but it's basically the secret sauce, the hidden magic that keeps your digital world from falling apart. So let's dive in. I mean, really think about it for a second. You pull up your favorite streaming app, you order food, you do pretty much anything online, and it just works, almost all the time. That's not an accident, right? That incredible uptime doesn't happen by chance. It's all thanks to a really, really smart engineering philosophy. So, to really get why SRE is such a game changer, we got to take a little trip back in time. Back to the before times, if you will. A time when things were, well, a lot more fragile. A time when systems breaking was just a normal part of the day. On one side, you've got the old way of doing things. It was pure chaos, wasn't it? Constant fires to put out, everything was done by hand, and when things went wrong, everybody just pointed fingers. But then, look at the other side, the SRE way. We're talking high reliability, automation that actually heals itself, and teams working together. It's a complete flip of the script, moving from just reacting to disasters to actually engineering them out of existence. And this new way, this hero that came to save the day from all that chaos, well, it has a name. And that name is Site Reliability Engineering. Okay, so what is site reliability engineering at its core? Well, put simply, it's taking all the powerful tools from software engineering, like automation and data analysis, and applying them to the messy world of IT operations. This whole idea was born at Google, and now it's pretty much the gold standard. The big idea here is to stop treating operations like a bunch of manual tasks and start treating it like a software problem that you can solve with more software. Right, so how does this actually work in practice? Because it's not just some feel-good philosophy. SRE has a very specific playbook, a set of rules and concepts that teams use every single day. Let's open it up and see what's inside. First up, we have to talk about the number one public enemy of any SRE, a little thing called toil. Think of toil as all the boring, repetitive, manual work that just sucks up time without adding any real lasting value. The kind of stuff that could and should be automated. And SRE's core mission is basically to be a professional toil hunter, tracking it down and wiping it out with code. You know, there's this great saying that SRE is just DevOps with math, and I think that just nails it. This whole discipline isn't about hunches or guessing. It's all about the numbers, about hard data. And to get that data, you have to start by measuring things. Everything, really. Okay, first piece of the puzzle, the SLI, or Service Level Indicator. This is simply the what. What are you actually measuring? Is it how fast your pages load? That's an SLI called latency. Is it whether your service is online or offline? That's an SLI called uptime. It's just a specific number that tells you how your service is doing right now. So if the SLI is what you measure, the next step is the SLO, the Service Level Objective. This is your target. It's the goal you're aiming for. So if your SLI is uptime, your SLO might be something like, we will be online 99.9% of the time. Think of it as your internal goal, the promise you're trying to keep. And finally, we have the SLA, the Service Level Agreement. Now this is where it gets real. An SLO is your internal promise, but an SLA, that's the contract you sign with your customers. It's the public promise. And if you break this promise, yeah, there are usually consequences, like having to give money back. The stakes are high here. Okay, this next concept it's honestly brilliant. It's called the error budget. And this is where the genius of SRE really clicks. If your goal, your SLO, is to be up 99.9% of the time, that means you're actually planning for 0.1% of the time to be down. That 0.1% is your error budget. It's the acceptable amount of failure. It's not a mistake, it's a planned resource that you can actually spend. So what does that 0.1% actually mean in the real world? Let's do the math. For a typical 30-day month, a 99.9% uptime goal gives you 43.8 minutes. That's it. 43.8 minutes of downtime for the entire month. All of a sudden, that abstract percentage becomes a very real, very small number, doesn't it? And here's the killer part. What happens if you use up all 43.8 minutes? What if you spend your whole error budget? The rule is strict and it is simple. All new feature development stops. Pencils down. The entire team has to shift its focus from building cool new stuff to making the system more stable. It's a built-in, data-driven brake pedal that forces a balance between innovation and reliability. Okay, enough theory. Let's see how this all plays out when things actually go wrong. Let's walk through a pretty common scenario. Okay, picture this. Users are starting to complain they can't log in. In an SRE world, a whole chain of events kicks off automatically. First, the monitoring system sees the spike in errors and instantly alerts the on-call engineer. While that engineer is checking their dashboards, the system itself might have already tried to fix the problem, like by automatically restarting a broken service. And then, after the dust settles, the most important part happens. The team gets together for a blameless post-mortem to figure out exactly what happened and make sure it never happens again. Now, none of this happens by magic. It's all powered by a pretty amazing set of tools. You've got things like Prometheus for watching all the metrics. You use tools like Terraform to build and manage your infrastructure with code. You write automation scripts in languages like Python or Go. And then there's this wild concept called chaos engineering, where you use tools like Gremlin to literally break things on purpose, just to see if your system can handle it. It's like a fire drill for your servers. So, when you put all these pieces together, what do you get? Well, SRE isn't just the latest tech trend. It's a profound shift in how we think about building and running the software that, let's be honest, we all depend on every single day. And the payoff is huge. We're talking less downtime, which means happier customers. You get happier engineers because they're solving problems instead of just firefighting. And you get this beautiful data-driven way to decide when it's safe to innovate and when you need to focus on stability. It's how you build systems that can grow and handle pressure without falling over. And this is just the beginning. The future of SRE is even wilder. We're moving towards a world where AI and machine learning can actually predict a failure before it even happens. Imagine a system that sees trouble coming and fixes itself before any user even notices. That's the holy grail, and that's where this is all going. So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that site reliability engineering is so much more than just a job title. It's a whole philosophy. It's a blueprint for designing, building, and running the massive digital world that connects us all. It's about making that world sustainable, scalable, and most importantly, incredibly reliable. Thanks for joining this explainer.